And welcome back to part 3 of Uncharted 2. The internet problem still hasn't completely fixed itself, but I've got to at least try and upload something for this because it's been way too long since I uploaded part 2. But anyway, last time we... Actually, I'm not really 100% sure what happened last time. Let me think. We went to that island, no, we went to that little forestry area and found out that where we needed to go was, well, somewhere in this city. Yeah, you can tell I haven't been playing it in a while. So simply put, what I've done, just because it's been so long, is the live recordings for the bits I did have, because they were troubled anyway, I've just scrapped and I'm going to post-record the rest of it, and to make up for it, I'll try and do something at the end of the Let's Play. Because I wanted to do this live, and I think the only part that was live was part 1. I'm sure more will come back to me as we go through it, but the interesting part is that this is still the recording from August/September, and it's now approaching December, so it's going to be interesting to see what I remember from what I did, how much of it it's at least semi-blind, I guess is what I'm getting at, because I don't remember what I did, and that could be a very good thing or a very bad thing, because there might be a few moments where I realise I'm lost, looking back, when I was, well, I wouldn't have done if I'd only recorded it just after or whatever. I know what we got to do here. There's a sign nearby you got to climb.
I'm not going that way.
Like to our immediate right. That sign. No, wrong. There we go. See what I mean? Like, but it's like this was a cool. And this was a simple idea because you don't think of it straight away to start climbing up the bits of the sign. Because usually in a video game, the sign's like the one thing you can't traverse on in anything with parkour. They just don't let you do it for some reason. But in this, it's because it's the last thing you think of. Of course, it's the one you're supposed to do. So. And don't worry, that won't actually ever break on you. It will only like snap off after you've turned to this, so that you don't end up dooming yourself out of it. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of context-sensitive things in the environment in Uncharted 2, of stuff that just won't break until you make it break.
Parking job.
What we're supposed to do is jump back, not jump along, but I jumped along anyway. But you can see there's a part where you can reach if you jump. It's interesting trying to get back into the zone of recording voices after a decent month and a half without recording anything. It's a bit of an uphill drive trying to get back into the mojo of it, so I apologise if I'm not in the same calibre or whatever you want to call it as usual. To be fair, during the time of recording the crushing run for this and well, till now, I have got all the trophies in Uncharted 2 and most of the trophies in Uncharted 3. The only ones I'm missing in Uncharted 3 are the stupid gamble ones, where it's like kill someone with pistol, then swaps your AK, then swaps your grenade, and things like that so many times in a row. I just can't be bothered yet. Ooh. And I've been doing a bit of Uncharted 4, but Uncharted 4 I doubt I'll ever platinum because there's a lot of really hard trophies in that. Even with the cheat codes, because Uncharted 4, like the main problem I had with Uncharted 4 is once you beat the game once, you can use cheat codes on every difficulty. So you can just race through it on very easy, or beginner, or whatever they call it, and then go straight to crushing and put on infinite ammo, one bullet kills, whatever. It took a lot of it away from me. Also, you can't do the corner glitch in Uncharted 4 like I'm doing again now, where you can hit the enemies but the enemies can't hit you. And that guy survived a bullet from a gun that's supposed to be a one-shot kill. I saw the blood splat. But Uncharted 4 is a whole different beast, because like the more I go back to Uncharted 4, the less I enjoy it, which is a weird thing to say, but it's true. Uncharted 2, I thoroughly loved, and every time I go back through it, I always find something new to like about it. Uncharted 4, I just start to notice that they've tried to make it too realistic in the gameplay mechanics, and because they've made it too realistic, it's very stiff in areas. Like, it's the climbing mechanics are perfectly fine. The climbing mechanics are the best they've been in the series. It's gunplay. Gunplay I actually feel is one of the worst. Which is saying a lot because Uncharted 1 had very stiff, busted old like gunplay, but Uncharted 4, because it's trying to make it too realistic, it just comes off really rugged and very stiff and hard to appreciate. The multiplayer of it cleans up a lot of it, because the multiplayer deliberately gets rid of some of the realism just sort of keeping pace with the multiplayer. But outside of that, I think the stiffer gunplay belongs in Last of Us and should stay in Last of Us. It shouldn't have come to Uncharted. But that being said, as much as I'm not like particularly fond of Uncharted 4, I am still looking forward to the story DLC they've got planned whenever that comes out. Because it's more Uncharted, I'm always going to pick it up. Even if it is going to be like 20 quid for the DLC. Which you can already buy, even though they haven't revealed a single damn thing about it. That's like a little marketing thing I personally disagree with. In general, it started the whole season pass thing. You shouldn't put season passes for DLCs on the market if you haven't informed the audience of exactly everything that's going to be on it. Because otherwise, we don't know what we're putting our money into. It's like the most recent offender I can think of is Dark Souls 3. Like, if anyone knew Ashes of Ariandel was going to be as short as it was, I don't think that many people would have bought the season pass, to be honest.
Seems like I am always saving your ass.
Well, it is an ass worth saving.
Oh, is that an ancient Tibetan ritual dagger in your pocket?
Oh, maybe I'm just happy to see you. Yeah, hello.
So this is the key to everything.
Yes, it is. Marco Polo's passport to Shambhala.
What do we do with it?
Ah! I have no idea, actually. I do know Lazarevich won't get very far without it.
I wouldn't underestimate him, you know. He and Flynn have been tearing this city apart. They must have leveled dozens of temples already. So what's our next move? Nate? I hate it when you do that.
Check this out. You see the symbol?
Yeah.
Look up there.
Okay, I see the resemblance, so what does it mean?
It means we know how Marco Polo found his next clue. The temple we're looking for is going to be marked with this emblem. Now all we have to do is find it.
You do realize there are literally hundreds of these temples throughout the city?
Yes, but if we found a higher vantage point...
We could spot our needle in the haystack.
Right.
There's a hotel not far from here.
Chloe, now is not the time.
It's easily the tallest building in the city.
Right. Well, okay. That's good thinking.
Follow me.
Yep.
Well, at least I know where we're going now, instead of me just sort of mumbling along. We were going because we were trying to get a good vantage point so we can start working our way to Marco Polo's discoveries of Shambhala and all that chaos. That's the
Wait here.
when it says this is locked, literally it's a padlock on the other side of the door. It's not proper locked in a traditional door sense. It's just someone's thrown a padlock on the other side. There's another sign around the corner once I remember where it is. Is it? Come on, old rock. It's there. I can see it. It's there. There's one more sign I can think of that we got to climb. There's one that's, well, actually there's like three more that you can interact with. One of them's got a treasure on it. One of them you have to climb, and the other one you can hold out of as like a moving. And actually, I think that one's required to climb up as well, because you've got to go across it. Now that I think about it, but that one's good for cover, because it has signs literally everywhere on it, so you can just drop to wherever you need to be if someone starts shooting at you.
Hey, I can see the hotel from up here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's where we're supposed to... They say we're almost there, and we've literally only walked like 5 paces away from where the cutscene was. But usually the words "we're almost there" should only come up like when you actually moved somewhere after originally saying "let's go here." Well, I don't know, it just seems like something that seems a lot of a useless sentence, but I'm being very nitpicky. This gunfight here, I think I leave in a death, because this gunfight can be quite hard because of the enemy's positions. Where we are here is a good spot. You don't have to leave here. I will, but you don't have to. This is a perfectly fine spot because it's got aerial cover. That got 2 of them, but I'm surprised because that very sure got 3 of them. The grenades aren't that good, I've noticed. As the Uncharted series goes on, the only time the grenades have been satisfying are Uncharted 4. Oh. And there's our problem maker. Well, there goes our problem maker. Oh, this is where I drop. Also, getting into cover in Uncharted 4 is a lot more. It was a lot better, more streamlined than 1, 2, and 3. Because 1, 2, and 3, sometimes you just go to cover in the places you really don't want to go into cover for. But in 4, it is very natural, and it always seems to go where you want it to. So I have to give it credit for that. Yeah, I know what's about to happen. I'm going to make something very risky, and that I don't recommend. Strategies for this area, because there's not really much cover, is stay behind that box. You're going to see me try and make a run for it to get Chloe in, and yeah. And you see that there? That's one thing that annoys me with the when you're hanging on an object and you aim over it. Where the gunshot actually goes is slightly below where you're aiming, so that shot didn't hit the lock despite the fact the aimer was perfectly on it. I'm sitting back here to get some health back. And I'm going to get behind my magic box again. To be fair, the pillar next to me would probably be better because you can like cover glitch it. But at least in the earlier parts of Uncharted 2, later on I kind of started to stop caring. But I kind of made it a rule of I'll try not to use the cover glitch unless I die in an environment enough times to warrant it. So up until about part 10, anytime you see me use the cover glitch, it's because I died there a handful of times. After like part 10 I die at almost every checkpoint regardless, so I stopped caring because the later half of the game on crashing is a nightmare, especially 2 particular chapters because there's literally no good cover and the checkpoints are really spared out, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I never do anything for you.
And I have given brutal mode like more of a thorough go through since then, since this recording, and despite yeah, the 2-bullet kill rule is bullshit, but it's not like the end of the world terrible bullshit. It's just annoying. Like there's a lot of sections where you really just want to stop because it stops becoming fun, but it's not an impossible difficulty. It has a few moments where luck really does depend on whether you get through or not. And I'm not saying that in the whole, oh, that was a lucky shot sort of thing. I mean, no, it depends on whether the AI decide to rush you or not. If they rush you, no matter what you do, they will get 2 shots on you before you can get anything on them. Sort of deal. So it's really not fun.
Doesn't look like things are going too well for the resistance.
Oh, there's a cutscene coming up, I think.
I don't like these odds.
No?
No, I think maybe we should cut over to the hotel a different way. Just avoid this crew altogether. I'm sorry, do you have a plan to go along with that grenade?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna circle around this way, break up their little party.
Aren't you forgetting about somebody?
Well, that's where you come in, sweetheart. I need you to take care of him. But, do it quietly.
Do it quietly.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
Desperate times, right?
What does that mean?
Right, this gunfight can be challenging because there's a lot of open space, so you can get just circled on. However, the thing that makes this bearable is that there are checkpoints throughout the fight. There'll be a truck that'll come in later on. As soon as that truck comes in, know you've got yourself a checkpoint. So sort of section it. As soon as the truck drives in, you know that whatever you've done up until then, you don't have to do again. But for the first of all, if you're following the cutscene, you don't actually have to follow what they asked you to do in the cutscene, but they want you to take out this rocket launcher guy first. Because as soon as you do, Chloe will start dropping grenades. And I'm going to immediately start running at this guy because he noticed me, so to keep the stealth, I get rid of him. And you see Chloe blew up a few guys. Now all hell breaks loose. Use whatever you've got and just start thinning out the numbers. I really shouldn't be wasting the rocket launcher, I shouldn't be waiting for a crowd of them, but I go for it anyway because why not? It's a rocket launcher, might as well get some fun out of it. The other thing to get used to is that if a grenade lands on the other side of cover, like right in front of you, don't think you have to move. You are allowed to stay there. You don't worry and start thinking, oh, I've got to move around, whatever. You are perfectly fine. It will hit the wall, Nate might like stumble back a little bit because of the shockwave, but apart from that, you won't be hurt. Unless it's destructible cover. If you're hiding behind destructible cover, get out of there because the cover's going with you. You should be a lot more sparing with the grenades, but I'm not because I just like trying to get through it as quick as possible. But if you are following along, save your grenades for when you really need them. I'm just doing it because I'm confident enough to want to get a move on. And because at this point I already had Uncharted 1 Crushing under my belt. And once you beat one game on Uncharted, like on Crushing, the rest become a lot more bearable. Even Uncharted 4, which I personally think has the hardest Crushing mode by quite a distance, Uncharted 4 really starts to get quite on the nail with some of its moments, the difficulty. Especially one particular chapter 20, the first fight in chapter 20. Anyone who's done it on Crushing knows exactly what I mean. There's a fight where there's too many guys, a lot of them have guns that do way too much damage, there's two heavies that can mow you down faster than it's worth it, and you got to take all of them down without a checkpoint in between. I hated that fight. I was stuck on it for hours, and that's probably one of the reasons why whenever I get to Uncharted 4, I probably won't do it on Crushing. I'll probably do it on hard, because then it's still challenging on hard, but it's not awful. Because I really did start to hate Uncharted 4 by the end of it because of how difficult some of it was. But then saying that, I no damaged the final boss on Crushing. But that's just because Uncharted 4's final boss, without spoiling it, because it's still a relatively recent game, so some people might not have got there. It's nothing but a reaction test the whole way through. So if you have decent reactions, you're fine. The same with Uncharted 3, but Uncharted 3's final boss, I still to this day don't understand why people struggle with it. I know like difficulty is something that everyone sees differently, but Uncharted 3's final boss, it's literally mash square, and as soon as Talbot blocks you, tap triangle, and if he grabs you at all, mash circle. But if it gives you enough space to realise he's grabbed you, and then retaliate to it, so you can easily no damage the fight. Really easily. Oh, and I'm nearly dying here. What I'm doing here does work, you just got to be wary of ammo, and if you want to, you can corner glitch the truck so you can start killing people without fear of being shot, because the truck is very handy. And if you don't want to use the corner glitch, you can just straight up jump in the truck and use the little barricades on it as cover. With the people with the riot shields, if you're good, you can shoot through their eye hole to catch them, but it's extremely difficult. So more often than not, I usually wait for either their leg to become available to shoot their legs, their head, or if nothing's available, put enough bullets into the shield that they start to stagger, because as soon as they stagger, they do become easier to shoot. And what I'm doing here is literally just trying to get a move on. So I'm start moving around more. If you want to just get through here and you don't want to risk death or anything like that, don't do what I'm doing now. Don't start pissing about with cover. Stay at the truck. Also, yes, what I just did there, I always try and keep an eye out for it, because if any enemy starts throwing a grenade, the moment they pull the pin, put a bullet in them. Because even if you don't kill them, if you put even one bullet in their leg, they will drop the grenade. And as soon as they drop the grenade, you can just disappear back into cover and just let the fireworks solve themselves. Now, at this point, I'm waiting for the truck to come, because I think we're just about to get our checkpoint. So I'm literally just waiting for that truck to come, which it will come. It comes this way. Here it is. That's the truck arriving. We've got our checkpoint now. So just take so if you want to, you take a breather. You've just gone through the worst of it. So that I'm scrounging for ammo, because there's loads of guys here that died. There's a couple nades as well if you're getting low. The first priority I'd say is get a grenade in the top of the truck, because there's a prick with a turret and he will mow you down. Even though the turrets I think are one of the more generous things from Crushing. They really don't put you down as quick as you think they would. Like everyone else puts you down really quick. But it's the same with Uncharted 3 and 4. The turret damage really isn't much compared to everything else. It's bizarre. Even on brutal mode, where everything's 2-shot kills, the turrets aren't 2-shot kills, they're like 8 or 9. The turrets are really balanced for the difficulty wise. Yeah, at this point, this is what happens when you've been too risky. I'm trying to find good cover and I've just been put down. I've skipped a little bit to a few of them, because I did get a couple of them, so I skipped a little bit in the editing. But this is an ideal cover if you want to kind of be aggressive on the truck, because they will come to you where you are. Which is what I'm doing, I'm trying to goading them out, and Chloe will almost give you the insight of when there's guys coming around instead of just going straight up, because she will start shooting at them. So you pay attention to Chloe, you'll know. Anyway, the gun we're using now, the FAL, I've really learnt to appreciate this thing over time. I don't know, burst rifles in games in general I've always kind of had a thing for, but Uncharted I always sort of struggled with burst rifles for some reason. But the FAL I'm really starting to get quite friendly with, I'm really enjoying using it. But I think that's just because of how many good burst rifles in the later Uncharted games that I've sort of came back and gave 1 and 2's bursts a better chance. Well, actually, now I say that, Uncharted 1 didn't really have a burst rifle. It's just I kind of treated every gun as a burst rifle.
Hey,
What?
over here. Come and check this out.
Right, that like signpost thing there that I just nearly ran up to but then ran away from. A treasure is at the top of that if you are treasure hunting, but where we need to go is here. And of course it's this interactive thing, so you can't activate it until everyone's dead. So, sorry speedrunners, but you gotta kill everyone if you want this.
Come on up.
To try and make up for all the post-commentary, the little thing I want to do at the end, and the reason why I didn't say it at the start, because I'm still hesitant on whether I'll actually do it or not. I mean, I'd like to do it, it's just finding the time. Is that to make up for it, I want to do a live speed run of Uncharted 2. Of course, I'd probably do one more practice run on it prior to it, and it'll probably either be on easy or normal difficulty, just so that I can actually get it done in a reasonable time. But I would like to try and speedrun of this to see what it's like, because I did Uncharted 1 speedrun in my own time, and I actually quite enjoyed it, because you have to treat the game differently when you're doing a speedrun. When you're not trying to just get through it, and you've got to try and get through it with the motive of get moving, you start to notice what gunfights you can skip and what ones you can't. And I don't mean in terms of like scripting, I mean the ones where you will die trying to make it to the other side, or the ones where you won't. And then occasionally you get guys that are armoured to the teeth like this that really slow you down. But as soon as these two guys are dead, you can make your way to the lift, which I don't understand why you'd go to the lift. Of how damaged the city up, you think the last place they'd go is the lift?
Well, that was unpleasant.
You must have hit a generator. Give me a hand. Just a little more.
Nate, move!
It's no good. I'm gonna have to fix the power to get you out. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I wish I'd brought something to read.
Looks like the circuit breaker's on the top floor. Just sit tight, I'll take care of it.
And that pretty much just proves my point. You shouldn't.
I swear to God, if there's a zombie around the next corner.
They make a joke about zombies, yeah, what did Naughty Dog make after Uncharted? They made Last of Us, where there's zombies. Oh, seriously, the way you need to look up. For God, there we go. Past me. The music is oddly quiet and atmospheric in this part of the game. It doesn't really have a reason to be, because it's so early on. It's just quite there. Just like I said, it's just atmospheric. And they do give you bullets here because you've got to shoot through this. But we have got my favourite pistol again. It was really powerful in Uncharted 1, and yeah, it's significantly less powerful in Uncharted 2. It's still a good gun. Because it's the semi-automatic pistol, but it's the one where it shoots as fast as you pull the trigger, so you can really start mowing into people with the thing. I can't remember what it's called, but I know it's that pistol because it's got the design.
Steady.
The only time I'm not a big fan of this pistol is Uncharted 4. That's just because there's so many other pistols to choose from in Uncharted 4. You might as well just go with either the semi-automatic, the burst, or the revolvers, or the Desi, or whatever. There's a lot of different there's a lot of guns in general in Uncharted 4. They went really overboard with the amount of guns there are in the Uncharted games when Uncharted 4 came out. There's even more in the multiplayer. They added guns only to the multiplayer. There's some guns in Uncharted 4 story mode you'll never find in the multiplayer. Yeah. The thing is, my plan was to have Uncharted 2 finished before November, and it's already mid-November and this is only part 3 because of the delays and whatnot. I was going to go on a proper rampage uploading Uncharted videos, but it just unfortunately didn't happen because of issues. Hopefully I'll still try and like get on it and get this finished before Christmas, but I don't know how the internet's being. There's a repairman coming next Friday as of this recording, who's going to have a look at it and see what he can do and see if he can make anything amends to try and make it run better, but until then, I don't know. I'm just going to try and make do with what we got and try and get a move on, because I've delayed this long enough anyway. I mean, hell, since the last part, they've delayed Final Fantasy 15. Those Essential Fictions come out. No, they haven't. And they delayed Persona 5 even, not Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 comes out in like 10 days, or 9 or 10 days of this recording. Yeah, it's just time's getting on. And the thing is, I know I won't be uploading much when Final Fantasy 15 comes out, because that's just going to be dominating my time for a while when that comes out. Because I'm really looking forward to it. That pause there where I sat behind cover when no one was there, that was me saving the recording, because PS4 has a relatively restricted recording window. They won't let you like record for that long. Well, they've extended it to an hour, but I don't think I made it an hour. I think I'd set it to half an hour just so it doesn't end up clogging lots of memory. After you pull this, climb back up. You're gonna see me dawdle about because I forget you're supposed to climb back up because there's a door. The lift door can open now you've pulled this, so you can help Chloe out. So you're gonna see me like jump and climb on everything like an idiot, but you don't need to do this. So now I go to the lift.
Oh God!
And now the place you got to go to next. Don't drop back down now. I think I'm going to drop back down there, but don't. Go to where Chloe is now. There's a back wall and there's like a loft hatch that she will open. Don't do one. Can you see? You can see the ladder. Oh no, Rob! Past me. No, go back up there. Just ignore this. Don't do what. See, I can see it now. That I've noticed it. There we go. Because I didn't do a practice run of Uncharted Uncharted 2. I did a crushing run, and then a lot of the recording failed, so I had to record a lot of levels, a lot of chapters again on crushing. And then on top of that, it's been a while, so it was, yeah, there's a lot of little things I forget about.
Hey, check it out.
If you haven't got the Marco Polo trophy, this is how you get it. Drive in and go right to the end.
Marco. Fish out of water.
You are so unprofessional.
Now we got to get to the tippy top of the hotel, because this doesn't count. We got to get on the little roof bit of what's above us, which, if I remember rightly, isn't as simple as, oh, let's go to the roof. You actually got to jump off and go around the edge, which didn't come to my mind straight away to jump off the edge. I think I'm going to do it in a sec. I'm contemplating it and how I'm lifting the camera over. Go, you can see it. It's there to the left. Go, old me. No, old me. I'm really not a big fan of post-recording. I didn't mind it with Bloodborne because I knew exactly what I was doing, and so it was just getting on with it. But Uncharted 2, I don't always know what I'm doing. But if it was live, I can just make edits. But post, ugh. But I haven't made an edit coming because the cutscene wouldn't load. So I just speed it up until the cutscene like triggers in. So I just start faffing about until it goes off.
Well, here we are.
Now we just gotta find the right temple.
Well, that may be easier said than done.
No, tell me about it. Maybe we can... Oh, bingo. There it is.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
The one in the middle of all the gunfire and explosions.
Lucky us.
Nate, that's right where Lazarevich is camped. I was hoping we'd be headed in the opposite direction.
Well, desperate times, right?
Drake has been spotted in Sector 18.
Oh, crap. Any chance this is Sector 19?
Sweep the city, find him, and take him out.
Son of a bitch. Alright, time to go.
Come on, Nate, let's get moving!
Obviously, you can't interact with this zip line until you activate that cutscene. It won't let you. So don't do what I did on my blind run. The very first time I went through this, I just jumped straight for the zip line, fell to my death instead of activating the cutscene.
Oh God, be careful.
As soon as you start working your way across here, we'll start to meet a friendly face.
Holy shit.
Get used to this helicopter. It's going to be a bit of a troublemaker for a while.
Here, I've got you. Give me your hand.
Just go!
And you're going to see also a pretty humorous death. When I jump from a high place, just so I can get a move on, as soon as I land I always roll. As you saw there, as soon as I land I always roll. You're going to see me go to do it in a sec, but instead of rolling, since the roll button is the same button as the drop button, instead of landing on the platform like I thought I did, I grab the edge, Nate grabs the edge of it, and so then I tap circle and just fall. Like about here. I tap circle to roll, just fall. So that's purely my own fault, that's not the game's fault, that's me always rolling when I hit the ground. And it's also sort of ingrained with me rolling when I hit the ground that it reduces fall damage, because there's a lot of games where if you roll at the right time it reduces the fall damage. Mainly Zelda. Don't worry too much about the helicopter, it doesn't do crushing damage. Like, it will put bullets in you, but as you saw I got hit, like, I'm getting hit loads and the screen hasn't even started to get even slightly darker. It doesn't do crushing damage, it's a very balanced helicopter. It'll only mow you down if you give it reason to. Even on brutal, I don't think this thing does brutal damage. I might be mistaken, but I don't think it does. It's not like the turrets, where the turrets I know for a fact do piss poor damage. The harder the difficulty gets, the more of a mercy turrets become. Like on the easier difficulties, they're the only thing that'll do damage. But on the later difficulties, because the damage range hasn't been upped hardly at all on them, they become so useless by comparison. There's a funny little dialogue. If you run towards the lift, Chloe will.
No, not the elevator.
See, she tells you off for trying to use the lift again. It's very easy to die in this area because there's a lot of open space and not much cover. And as a recommendation, that corner over there, go to it if you need that safety cover, because a lot of the furniture moves into that corner so you can use it safely. Especially because a lot of the guys there's going to be more guys before this ends that are going to come down from the left, and where I am now leaves me too open, so I think I'm going to get put down again. The rule I started using in this is if I die a bunch of times, I show the first attempt and then the successful attempt. So if there's a part where I've died to a lot, you will only see the first death, but I will probably comment on whether I died it a lot. This part I only died that one time, thankfully, but later on there's a few certain chapters where I died a lot of times. But that's all I've got time for this part, so I'm going to wrap this up. So next time we're going to deal with that blinking helicopter and start working our way to...
We were almost in that.
we're going to start working our way to the palace to start using our little dagger, key, ritual, whatever thing, and start working away from there. But until then, you take care now.